Fit like Abdi, Danny Boy here, and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2 on the UK map. We're going to be jumping on board the glorious Flying Scotsman here, or as it's known here as the Flying Highlander, probably due to some copyright issues. And it's going to be a shorter route today because we're just going from London to Edinburgh on its iconic route. Number 4472. Is that the number it had when it went to America? Is that the number it still dons? I don't know. There is modded versions of the the Flying Scotsman, the LNER, the Great Northern Railways version, but for some reason the mod for me has stopped working and everything looks exactly the same. And there used to be the one with the double tender, which I would have liked to have used today, but it's gone. I no longer can find it, which is a real shame. So we've just got the standard in-game one. Now that only goes to 75 miles per hour. I think the other ones only went to 75 miles per hour as well. But we've got our 4472 Flying Scotsman. Obviously we're going to be heading to Peterborough, Doncaster, York, Newcastle, and then on to Edinburgh. We've went with the plum and spilt milk coaches, so the BR Mark 1 coaches with 4 standards and 1 brake van at the back. But really is a glorious train, this, the Flying Scotsman, an icon of British steam or British engineering, etc. But yeah, it's great. Off it goes, and I believe this one, the cab, has actually got some stuff modelled in it, or maybe it's, perhaps it's not. Yeah, it's got the fire, the boiler fire, but it's not. The door is closed. So yeah, it looks really nice. Heading up to Peterborough first. Obviously, like I said, this is going to be a shorter one. I was going to create like a sort of loop or something for it to run on. Well, I think it'd be nice to have it run on its actual official route. I mean, I think it still did. I think it had to do that Grand Central's in the way. Yeah, I think it did like mainline trails and stuff before it went up to the Rail Museum in York. There we go. There's an A380 and a Flying Scotsman. Awesome. But it really is a beautiful train. Definitely up there. Definitely in the top 10. I did watch the documentary about its... There's actually a few documentaries that show its American... It's a little tour around America that was, I think, partly successful, but then it sort of fell by the wayside. The government was funding the rail tours in America as a sort of showcase of sort of British engineering and businesses, and then governments obviously changed hands, and the new government came in and sort of went, no, we're not giving you any money, and Flying Scotsman was almost lost permanently in America, but she was saved again by, I forget his name. Actually, I forget the guy who took it to America, and I've also forgotten the name of the guy who rebought it. I'm pretty sure it was the guy who owned Balfour Beatty, or some of the a large construction company in the UK. But it has been restored. I watched the documentary as well on the restoration. At one point the entire train was just a rake of parts lying on a workshop floor. And then they completely rebuilt everything. Obviously some things are still the same. There is obviously the debate that, is it still the original Flying Scotsman? Because some of the parts have been replaced. I guess it's that only fools and horses triggers brush dilemma, which is one of the greater British comedy moments. So, but yeah, to me, it's still the same train. It's it could have been completely rebuilt from all new materials and have absolutely nothing from the standard train on it. But if it was designed and built in the specs of the original, then it is pretty much an original. Obviously things have to change. Ooh, look at this. This is a nice shot with the Freightliner. Now this is obviously bad press for the Flying Scotsman. It's only doing 55 and it should not be getting passed by this Advanza Freight train in the background. Is it Advanza Freight? No, it's something else. There we go. It's up to 60. It should start to pull back now. However, New Age something or other at this side is coming round. LNER, yep, well. So there we go, LNERs of new, LNER of old. Hey, there we go, we've shown that freight train who's boss. This is quite a nice angle. Although I do not want to be completely boring and watch it from the same angle. I think it was only interesting because that freight train appeared. But he is veering off to go on his little bypass line around Doncaster and then up to York. I'm actually surprised that we're not at Doncaster yet. The top speed of this train, the standard in-game one, is 75. Obviously it doesn't have its sort of record holding above 100 miles per hour pace. Okay, now LNER is in the way. And roof is in the way. Pop. There we go. The Flying Highlander. There's our freight train. I genuinely think Advanza Freight is like no more. I think it went into liquidation. Pretty sure it did. Pretty sure I saw on the Wikipedia. Because I was researching something with the Cotswold Railway. And yeah, that bit the dust. Bit the dust many moons ago. But 4472 is ready to continue on her journey. I'm assuming probably around York area that it would probably take on coal/water for its second leg of the journey. Obviously Transport Fever does not account for fuel for road vehicles, planes, trains, ships, etc. That's a level of micromanagement that even I might get tired of. But it would still be cool if it was an option. Maybe if you want to start your railways, an early steam railway, the game would say, well, you have to deliver coal to a depot or to a station, or this train's going nowhere. Through the tunnel we go. This is quite a, I was going to say this is quite a long tunnel, but I can't remember. I think we'll maybe jump on board the front. In fact, let's get what? Maybe a, how do you go backwards again? Why is this not going back? There it is. Let's get a cab view on our glorious, is that an A3? It used to be an A1 and then they were upgraded to A3s. Yes, nice, there we go. Which is the better side to look out of? The side or oncoming train side? Ooh, almost lost the head there. Oh, this side was way better. It sucks. Oh well, now we know. Still Bart Rail heading off. I think that's one of the paper trains. Now you stay on your normal track. That LNER is going off to Leeds. That's what that thing is doing. Coming into York now. I do like the little drive on board. Ooh, that's dangerous. There's a big gap between tender and local. Yeah, that would be insta-death if you sort of fell through there. Although the gap is quite... You'd have to be a very, very small / extremely thin child or something to fall through there. 225 there on the left. The Pride livery. Although it's not showing much pride now, as it is extremely dirty. There we go. There's Class 390 there. Trans-Pennine service. Let's head over to the other side. Anything this side? We could be the guard. So, all aboard. Blow the whistle. I'll wait for the doors. Right, doors are closed, blow the whistle. Do some sort of life-threatening jump to get across there. Yeah, it is quite far away, the platform there. Hello, sir. Excuse me, sir. And you, sir. Oh, we're in the tender. Tenderino. Right, off we go. Freight train in the distance. Heading for York Freight Station. There we go, Class 800. About to roll past imminently. That's the Silver Fox version, which I quite like. Even though it's just grey and white. It's not very colourful, but I still like it. Right, getting up to blistering pace here. 40 miles per hour. Whoosh. Insane. Let's find a different view for maybe a up and back view. Looking over the train. Yes. Pollution. Awesome. Oh dear. The Grand Central needs a swift clean also. Through the bridge. Or under the bridge in the train's case. Through the bridge for our case. It's actually got 105 people on board. Because it's on the original LNER Edinburgh King's Cross line, which people actually wait for. Imagine that. Imagine turning up expecting to jump on board a Class 390 or a Class 800 or the 225 or something, or a 125, and then have a vintage steam train with the old school BR Mark 1s arrive in the station and somebody be like, this is your service up to Edinburgh or down to London. They'd be like, what? Awesome. I mean, these old steam locos could compete with the stuff of today. Obviously, there's that need to take on water and coal part way, or maybe a couple of times part way through a journey that other trains just don't have to deal with. They're sort of loaded up on diesel and they can run for eternity. But yeah, it's nice. It would be a nice thing. It would be a nice surprise. So where are we heading for now? Newcastle. We're actually here. Yes, because we just passed Newcastle Airport, which was just back there. Other Class 800 in cross-country livery. Nice. And in Newcastle, which is absolutely nothing. This is by means in no way a direct representation of Newcastle Station, because it actually looks nothing like this. For the first fact, there's no river on the south side, which there should be. Right, I think we should jump on. I think we should maybe head round this direction now. I think we've possibly missed quite a lot of stuff because I've been looking at it from this right hand side of the train. We'll pop over at the left hand side because everything is literally going to be on this side now. There we go. Through the smoke. Is this going to crash the game? Going through smoke. Those catenary cables would be... Would you have to clean them? Obviously they're going to be covered in soot, etc. And whatever sort of elements are coming out at the top of that funnel. So would you have to have someone possibly... How the hell would you clean them? I mean, would it even affect connection between cable and pantograph? Pantograph? Or would it just run as normal? Who knows? Someone who knows will know, as the saying goes. Yep. Hello Trans-9. Hello LNER. Extremely dirty LNER. Now this Turbo Star is pretty fleet, so we should not have to wait for it for that long. That's gonna be out of sight, out of mind, in literally no time at all. Come on, 4472. Where is your next signal? It's just behind that bridge. Yeah, I was about to say we should be going soon. That Turbo Star should have cleared it a sort of minute ago. But yep, I had to jump on the... I was wondering which steam trains to do, and I think I sort of have a fair idea. I was watching the guy that does the UK engineering, the guy McVeigh or something McVeigh. I can't remember, but his channel's pretty cool. And one of the videos he had was a throwback to Steam, where obviously lots of people gathered footage of iconic rebuilt or preserved steam trains on the Mainline, or sort of heritage tour lines of trains going through the station, and some of them were pretty epic, and it gave me a fair idea really of what sort of steam trains are still on the go. I think there was definitely a class 7 or a class 9. A class 9. There is the NHS Rail Tour class 9. There was also an A4 in some of the videos that was they were really cool. So I think I'll get an A4 tour or rail line sort of up and running, and I'll do a class 9 as the last one, and then we'll do the final episode on the map. So a GPU should be, for the new system, should be arriving sometime next week. I am slightly nervous. I was kind of hoping it was just going to be plug and play, but we shall see. Ooh, there's an autosave. Maybe should have paused it there, but hey ho. So we're heading for Berwick upon Tweed. I think I might have liked to have skipped this station. Now, well, in she goes. Let's get an angle from behind. Where are you going, game? I don't know why, but the camera movements for this first-person view is really slow. But we should be heading up to Edinburgh now. Next stop, final stop even. That's a great view. Yes, we can see, this is what the steam era was all about. This is all you could see. Now maybe cab side view. No, maybe run alongside, right? But at lower view. That's not lower, it's higher. There we go. Still a few people on board, 51. Because this is actually a mainline service. Now I have noticed as well that once I do or complete these once I complete these services with these heritage trains, I was going to keep them on the lines because I thought that would be cool, but I have to actually delete them because it seems that adding even one more service after this one, so if I have this train running and then I add another one, the game crashes because we're starting to get some VRAM issues. We're starting to exceed VRAM memory, which is at 8 gigabytes on this card, I think, or maybe 10. I know the 3080 I've got is 10. It'll be interesting to see, because you can add tons more stuff to this map if you want. If this was a larger map and you had the space, yeah, you could have added a hell of a lot more. But right now, this is the max. Adding more vehicles to this basically crashes the game, which is unfortunate. And we're starting to get some RAM issues as well. And there are 64 gigs of RAM on the system. It is old. It's not the fastest RAM either. But here we go into Edinburgh Station. So it's just a nice little short journey. What was that, 15 minutes? I don't know, because my watch is going awry today. I have no idea where my watch is. There we go. Awesome. But here she is at Edinburgh. So we shall leave it there for that episode. As always, if you did watch this and you'd like to leave a like, comment or dislike, please feel free to do so. And if there is more you would like to see in the future, then hit the subscribe button. But I've been Danny Boy, this has been Transport Fever 2 on the UK map, and I will catch you later.